to go to.
I still think I've said many times. I think Portal 1 is the only perfect video game. The only like perfect piece of media. That game is perfect. And Portal 2 is also a masterpiece. One of the best games ever made.
Are you do you believe nostalgia colors your
No, you
vision there
probably
at
only
all?
played it like one time as a kid.
I I played it once in high school, and then I played it later as well. But I so it's actually this is not like a super hot take. Like if there's a perfect video game, a lot of people would say that it's Portal. Um, and I think it's because it is a game that like it's got a really cool mechanic that makes a lot of sense. There's no like bullshit anywhere. You explore that mechanic, and it's for like a good amount of time, but it definitely doesn't overstay its welcome. It's relatively short. It's really charming and funny, and
It
it
is very occult-esque, I feel like, in its execution, which is
yeah,
very nice.
it's very tight. And it it is this is like a shocking thing is uh like if somebody tells you Portal's the best, Portal's a perfect video game, it's the best game ever made, that gives you no information about how much experience with gaming this person has, because like it is an incredible game whether you've played a ton of video games and you're like a gamer, or
Yeah.
it's literally the first video game you've ever played. It's perfect like for both. It will be an amazing game. It's just like
Yeah, it's definitely got the effect of like if my kids' parents are like, man, video games, I'm like, I'm gonna have her play this a little bit, and you'll see it, and you'll be like, oh, this is tight, you know what I mean?
yeah.
Plus, I mean, the songs they produced, at least the two ending credit songs, are definitely
Yeah. Excellent.
yeah. There's just adds to the occult vibe.
Yeah. Yeah, it's thematically cool. It's interesting. Portal 1 especially like tells a narrative in like with just the right amount of subtlety and mystery, and I don't know. I think that game is actually just a masterpiece. It's made by Valve, and everything Valve makes is fucking gold, I guess. Basically.
Yeah, Counter Strike. Lake, has anyone ever called you Flake?
Quite a bit, yeah. And
Really?
my LinkedIn was Blake for a bit because I was like,
No.
yeah.
I said Flake.
Yeah, Blake, yeah, BL.
No, like with an F. With an F.
Like Flake, FLAKE.
You heard me. Yeah.
What? What? No, because I don't think I've flaked before.
No.
Have
That
I
was fun.
flaked?
It was fun roller skating on Friday.
Well, okay. In my
Man,
defense,
where the fuck is the salt? I'm gonna be honest. I can't find any fucking salt.
Me?
Yeah, where the fuck is the salt?
I've got some in here, but I think y'all have a salt shaker on your shelf.
no. You have to let me defend myself here. I
Bro,
can't.
I've been looking for salt for maybe like 2.5 minutes, just looking for salt.
The salt flakes or the salt grains? Anyway,
Oh, here's my salt. Okay.
the reason being is I originally thought the time was going to be 9, and then it got pushed to 9:30 and then 9:40. And I realized. Well, actually, I didn't know the time. Till day of. It was
And
just
honestly, you wake up pretty early, right?
I do. I get up at like either 6 or 7. So
Yeah.
I was just I was like, oops, that is a conflict
That's a
in
no-go.
our
Yeah, that's fine.
two
that's fine.
households. Yeah. Has
Yeah,
anyone?
How much do you use AI to dev at your work?
Hold on. Before we achieve that thread, I have to reverse the question asked. Has anyone called you your name but without the T?
Odd?
Yeah.
I mean, I suppose, yeah. Odd Todd is like a. It's like really obvious, you know. Like
Yeah.
it rhymes, so.
Okay,
Even
okay.
at age 7, people would say that sort of thing, and
Oh,
and beyond and beyond. But
fair enough.
it's like it's something all Todd's experience
I did not know
against
this.
against all Todd's against all Todd's.
The AI thing, quite a bit. Everyone's kind of adopting it at this point, essentially as a quick Google, or easier way to Google things is essentially this method because you don't have to scour through the Stack Exchange stuff and
Yeah,
then
I guess but
code,
to
like
write
specifically.
code.
A lot, yeah, a lot.
Okay. And are you copy pasting, or are
Uh,
you
yeah, here I'll give
using
you
an integrated?
Cursor, like using Cursor.
Oh, you're using Cursor. Yeah.
And I'll give you like an example of the kind of dynamics that's occurring. There's like a high priority project, this document AI parser application they want out immediately. So devs are essentially able to build it much faster, but also way junkier and clinkier because after a while, AI written code isn't exactly optimized and kind of conflicts and there's bugs and it's slow. But the executives don't know that, and so at this point now there's this product that they're like, oh, we've pushed it out 10x productivity, and everyone's like using this as like, I don't know, the typical show horse, like, I made this, we're on this project, look at what we're doing over here. But like, if you're a dev and you see this, you're like, oh my god, this is like a fucking disaster that will be impossible to maintain.
Oh,
So
like
that's
if you
like,
look at the code.
yeah, just because like it's
Mm.
the AI thing that's being coded bit by bit, like context windows are only so big and they do one small part that necessarily doesn't necessarily is
Yeah,
compatible
yeah.
with the next part. So that's the extent I've seen it used for. I know across, like, they're trying to now integrate AI to do what is it called? Vulnerability scanning, which there's potential, but Disney will fuck it up, of course, right?
Yeah.
Because
So that example. Sorry, wait. Can you hear
yeah,
me?
I can.
Okay. That example that you just talked about, where it's like, oh, this code is really inefficient and it's not architected particularly well. Do you feel or when was that developed? Was it in the past few months or?
Yeah, yeah. So essentially, the project I was talking about, because it's Disney's your classical enterprise slow moving company. This project would have taken probably like 3 years, but
Wait, sorry, can you say that again?
this project would have taken like 3 years essentially.
Yeah, I see, I see.
But one through two devs were able to, and I guess it's technically me and as well as one other junior, were able to crank it out in or I was part of the project. I wasn't the full scope, so I won't take responsibility for the disaster. But we were able to crank it out in just a few months, like a couple, like 3 months, 4 months,
Yeah.
which at least yeah. So yeah, does that answer your question without me droning on?
Yeah, for the most part. I mean, so yeah, so it sounds like, I guess y'all use AI. You use Cursor at work. Are you using Opus 4.5 or Sonnet 4.5 or whatever?
Oh, Claude, yeah, 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 yeah.
Okay.
Cursor, the integrated IDE, which you can just select through,
Yeah. Yeah.
um, or online. And Disney, like, originally was like, oh, we don't want to touch this. We don't know the legal ramifications. Red tape, red tape, red tape. And then,
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, as it goes.
So I guess
It,
okay, so you've used these models quite a bit, yeah, or
uh,
I'm how much do you handwrite code these days?
oh, yeah, that's a great question. As the way the industry is going, um,
Okay, you wonder.
like specifically designing or like typing. Like, do you mean like how much am I typing it? How much am I
How much are
thinking
you
through?
uh how
w-
much are you I'm gonna build this without AI? Does that happen at all?
Uh, probably not. No, at this point, like it.
Are there times where you're oh, I need to learn this framework so that so maybe you use AI to learn the framework or something, or are you just
Oh yeah, no, yeah,
I'm
I
not
get.
gonna learn the framework because AI can just write the whole thing and I don't need to learn the framework. You know what
No,
I
no,
mean?
I get what you're saying. No, 100%. Use AI to learn the framework is exactly what at least I've been
That's
doing. Yeah,
okay, okay.
like as a utility for quick lookups or like why isn't this working and how can I learn this better and et cetera, et cetera. Yeah, Yeah. Don't worry. I'm not. I ain't. I ain't. I'm not gonna fuck myself over. I mean, if someone else wants to, by all means.
Yeah. I guess
But
I'm mostly so I've been using Cursor for the past couple weeks. It's like a little just like for fun type vibe.
yeah.
But definitely my experience has been like, oh, like I imagine software engineering, like I feel like we could have like a 80% reduction of employed software engineers in the next like not very long. You know what I mean? Like I really
Mm.
like this to me seems like it would speed up productivity so much. And
Oh,
that's just like with the
yeah.
models we have now, not the models we have 6 months from now. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I
Um,
absolutely. I do concur. Although, counterpoint. Um, as someone else pointed out, and I've kind of seen. Well, yeah, productivity wise, if you have a good dev with it, 100%, they can replace a whole team kind of
Absolutely.
thing aspect.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah, like no, valid. The only counterpoint I have seen, which is kind of legit, is just spaghetti code that at some point is going to need someone to look at to fix. And models maybe that will even be better and can fix it at that point. But yeah.
Mm, yeah. I guess I'm like, yeah, I mean, I guess if things are like painfully inefficient, that's one thing, but
But then we get into the conversation about the state of the economy, and if now suddenly AI can replace software engineers, and then maybe even real engineers in a lot of white collar jobs, and then suddenly the people can't work, and then these companies stop making
yeah,
money, and the whole site, and that's more, yeah, out of the scope of it. But
yeah. Well, I don't
uh,
know if these companies stop making money. You know what I mean?
oh,
I think it's,
um,
I think if anything, these companies now have like a very small spend. You know what I mean? I mean, maybe they stop making money because people don't spend money, I guess,
well,
but
here's some
yeah.
insider information. I might have told you this already. The CFO of Disney had said at a conference about I want to say 8 months ago.
Mhm,
Um, and this was through a senior ML engineer that I heard that he said this is they have noticed a massive reduction in the type of people who are attending Walt Disney parks, specifically those of medium to lower income brackets, are no longer attending as
mhm,
a
mhm.
noticeable change in
Recession
attendance.
indicator. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. That doesn't surprise me at all. Um, but yeah. I mean, I guess like um, I really feel like, and I don't know. I guess you've probably got a lot more experience with like Cursor than I do at this point. But I feel like for
No.
me, like after 10 hours of using it, or really less than 10 hours. Sorry, Kurt, I gotta get in here. I'm like, I'm not making any bets, but I'm like, yeah, if you were to tell me that there is a 90% reduction of software engineering work within the next like 2 years, I would be completely unsurprised, right?
Mm,
Um,
yeah.
and like, and if not, then I would expect that software engineers make significantly less money, because it really lowers the bar for, I mean, well, yeah, just supply demand.
Yeah, I guess, yeah, then real engineering, with those with actual engineering degrees, and VPs at that point. So, but hopefully by then I'll actually be able to achieve a level of management or whatever, and
Oh,
I
you
was
plan on uh
I
not
plan on
being an IC?
pulling the ladder up after me.
Or yeah, but like, do you want to not be an IC?
Oh, individual I wanna be where the money is. I guess. I
Okay.
mean, of course, like, my heart is, of course, in actually building stuff, I guess, like, if I had to choose,
Yeah. No, that
but,
makes sense.
it is what it is,
hmm
and you've been in these corporate environments, you know the vibe.
hmm But like where I'm at is I'm like, if if someone were to say, Yo, Lake's killing it right now, but uh, Lake's a software engineer right now. So within the next year and a half, Lake is going to get laid off and not be able to find another software engineering job.
Mm,
I would be completely unsurprised by this.
damn. Fair enough. Yeah.
But like, I guess I don't have the experience that I've only used Cursor a little bit. I'm just like, I guess my experience is like,
Oh.
oh, I think with Cursor, I am probably like double digits X more productive. Like maybe between like 20 and 50 times more productive. Like I feel like if I look at like an entire year's worth of work I did at Google, I could probably get that done in like a week with Sonnet or Opus.
Mm,
And so, you know, like I wait, sorry, I just took a big bite out. I guess you like pretty casually said like, yeah, I could see like one software engineer can do the work of an entire team now. Like that, based on the tools we literally have right now, that seems like reality. And so the natural next thing is like, well, if one software engineer can do the work of an entire 10-person team, you know what I mean?
yeah. 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 There. I can't. I can. I can. I could only argue in some capacities, but all at the same time, like, honestly, only time will tell, right?
Yeah,
What happens, what happens.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
it's a good point. There will probably come a time at some point at Disney when they're like, "Hey, wait, what if we?" But then it has to go through all these approvals, but yeah, I get what you're saying. Absolutely.
Have mass layoff. Yeah, I mean, it's kind
Well,
of like,
they do that anyway.
yeah, yeah. I guess like, you know, I'm really like, if I had a company, a software company, let's say we had 20 engineers and we're like fulfilling our mission, or like, if you had a software company, you're the CEO, you have
Mhm.
20 engineers and you're fulfilling your mission. And now there's a breakthrough technology that will allow you to continue fulfilling your mission with 2 engineers.
Hmm.
Like, what are you gonna do? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Um. Legit. However, oh, I still have a counterpoint.
Mm,
Um. The the lack of at any real work by so many people done in a corporate environment. This
mm,
isn't going to like. For instance, some of the highest paid engineers in my department actually just don't do anything. They're hires to take away value from the competition, or they just network their way in.
mm.
Um, so yes, absolutely, I think there will be that effect. This is like the one example I guess I can think of is just like the natural headcount infighting. So yeah, in an efficient environment, absolutely.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
I mean, obviously CEOs like say a bunch of shit all the time, but like the Microsoft AI like CEO or president or whatever, um, fully said like you know, I anticipate within the next 12 to 18 months, basically is going to be the end of white collar work.
oh, he's a bitch.
Like, of course, yeah, yeah, of course, that's like too aggressive, but mm, I guess Cursor, and if I had heard that a month ago, I would say, all right, yet another AI CEO person overhyping this, right?
Yeah.
Um, now that I've actually used like it to like build software a little bit,
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, there's no reason why. I talked to Gemini a bit, and I was like, what percentage of people households in Seattle have at least one software engineer who makes like over 120K a year? And it did some back of the envelope calculations to approximate that, like probably like 15 to 20%
Mhm.
of households. Um, and yeah, I guess I'm like, whoa, almost 1 in 5 houses have like an employed software engineer making 120 plus K a year. And I really am like, I don't know why that would still be a thing 2 years from now. Like, yeah,
I
it's crazy.
no, it is, and I think, if I'm reading you correctly, you are suggesting that me and you start an organization to hunt down these CEOs and fucking kill them. Is what I'm
Mm,
getting. If I'm reading you
eh,
correctly here,
I'm I'm
I am
not
down
really
to do.
anti-layoff.
I'm
Or
down to
well,
do Splinter Cell stuff with you. Let's do it. Come on.
I mean, generally, I think it's like as I've been writing this software, I'm also having a really fun time, and I'm like,
Mm.
dude, building stuff is way more fun when you don't actually have to like when you can just be an idea guy. You're basically like a PM, right? Like at that poker night, you know, one of your one of the people you play poker with said, I haven't written a line of code in like 6 months, right?
Oh, did you say that? I missed it.
hmm Um, I don't know. He was the dude who was like kind of a. He was doing the most shuffling, and he was sitting to your not directly to your left, but one to the left of that. What was his name?
Oh, blonde hair looking guy,
hmm hmm
blondish. Oh, I know who you're talking about. I don't know his name.
Oh damn. Okay.
He works at Meta.
Mm, okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. I'm like,
That's fair.
it's interesting. I guess I don't know. I feel like if I look at my team at Google, Kurt, I don't know if you thought of this, but I'm like, with these tools, I'm like, I think now could output as much as the entire team with this.
Hmm. Maybe.
It does. It does take away a lot of the heavy lifting of having to look up documentation and all that. Absolutely. Um.
But like just from Opus 4.5 coming out, like that's where people were like, oh, it's starting to be less like it's producing something perfect 10% of the time and fucked up 90% of the time, and it's starting to look like the flip. It's producing something perfect 90% of the time and fucked up 10% of the time. It's like that was just in December. It was when that model came out.
Mm,
Um, and since then it's only gotten better. And like, well, I guess there's competition, and like, there's so much money being thrown at it, and I think like I don't know, you're already like doing everything. I think there are a lot of people who haven't lived their life like you, which like who are going to be mm, hit with a
wh-
pretty bad dose of reality when they're like, damn, because I was making like 180 or 200K a year, I was spending like 150 a year.
yeah.
And now I'm laid off. My college degree is worthless, and everything's fucked, right?
Right. 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 Yeah.
Like they're like,
Ha-
I've got a $5,000 a month mortgage, a girlfriend or like a wife who doesn't really work, and we
well,
had plans to start a family, or whatever, right? Like,
soon to be ex-wife, but
yeah, yeah.
wait. I mean, for you, you have a buddy who's bad with credit cards or something like that, right?
Mhm. Oh,
Um. Yeah. 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 I guess. I don't know. There. I feel like there's been this like 100%. There can always be like an example is okay. So switchboard operators, right? They got suddenly no need for switchboard operators. That's like an example. On the other hand, we can use some sexy analogies to be like, hey, the calculator didn't get rid of the mathematician, or um, what's another one? The uh, orchestra is now on cassette. Upgrades in technology don't necessarily do away with the underlying concept, but in terms of competition and how you just gotta get good, right? You said this yourself. You just gotta get good. You gotta not suck. And so
Yeah, I
just gotta
guess.
be that 10%, I guess, I suppose.
Yeah. I mean, but even if you're that 10%, like it's supply demand, and like if you're that 10%, maybe a lot of people are capable of being that 10%. Like what makes these salaries so high is that it's a hard to acquire skill set that makes a lot of money, right?
I um
Like
yeah.
the reason that I was paid what I was paid was because Google needs engineers because that's what Google needs to make a ton of money. And engineers aren't cheap because everyone needs these software engineers. Like there's a huge demand for software, and that you can't just become a software engineer overnight. Like it's not like there's a huge demand for childcare, but you know your nanny isn't making 300K a year, right? So it's just supply demand, and like I think the supply demand of software engineers is going to be completely different. I 1 year from now. I mean, really, it already is. We're seeing layoffs, and people are having hard times finding new jobs. But uh,
Mm,
but as of December, it really seems like a huge inflection point where it's like, oh, like I guess when you say like, yeah, like one software engineer now with these tools can do the work of 10 people. I'm like, yeah, isn't that insane?
it's definitely we're interesting time. We're living in a very interesting. I mean, granted, I feel like we human. What is that with the expedition graph, or the graph where exponential learning curve, right? In terms of human history of technological invention, like we're like at that precipice right there, where things are like really starting to go towards that,
Vertical.
yeah, that singularity, as people like to say.
Yeah.
Exciting time to live through.
Yeah. I guess I'm like
Get back into
I
tech. Get back into tech, Todd.
well, no. I mean, I'm kind of like, I'm glad things have gone the way they have for me. But like, even someone like Michael, who I was playing Counter-Strike with, is like, we both worked at Twitter, but then Michael went to like go work at a startup.
Well, don't wait for trouble.
And the vibe was like, well, you know what? Like, I know I'm not getting the big bucks like I used to get, and I'm not getting like he took a pay cut from Twitter to do his startup, and has been working there for years now, and was like, you know what, but I'm over big tech, I don't want to do it, and I want like something that is important, like the mission is important,
Right.
so it's like an electric vehicle startup thing. And now he's like, damn, I don't know if I'm gonna have a job in a year. You know what I mean? And he's good. Like, he's not only good at his job, but he's smart. He's good at interviews. You know what I mean?
Yeah. There definitely is the cursor, and then outsourcing to India for cheaper labor. When I was talking to a VP, but I don't know, man. It's one of those things. It's like, people will always pretend to predict the future, and I'm just gonna gonna chug along. But I think you do bring up quite a few good points. I'm gonna be naive and pretend not to think too much of them.
Yeah, yeah, I guess and ultimately I think the way you're like, if you knew, let's say you knew that the state of the world in 18 months, like, let's say you knew that you would be unable to find a software engineering job. You just have to find other work. Let's say that were the case. Is there anything you would do differently now?
Oh, sorry. I am in a game, Todd. My apologies.
Oh, you're good. You're good.
All good. All good. Oh, you got Apollo.
Let's go.
Apollo, his 3 is really goofy to use unless you change his controls, with those like everyone does.
3? What's that do?
It's he like lunges at them. You can do it up to 3 times, and
okay.
And you hold it, and if you hit the, what do you call it? Oh shit! What the fuck? Someone's in our lane.
Which lane are you in?
Mid, but it's fine. It's fine. We can.
Okay. No, I want you to carry me, not them.
Yeah, I guess the thought I have is like, if it's the case that if you knew that 18 months from now, the world would be like, you cannot get a job.
Great job.
If it's the case that you wouldn't be doing anything different than you would be doing in that case, then I think, yeah, you don't really need to think about it too much. You know what I mean? Like, if you're like, oh, well, I already am really frugal and I'm like working this job where I like max out my income. Whereas if you were like, oh, I plan on like quitting my job and doing a 6-month backpacking trip this year, and then I'll figure it out more. Like if that were something you were planning on doing, I'd be like, wait, maybe reconsider. This might be the last 6 months. This might be 6 of the last months that you have this opportunity to make this money or something like that, right? But it seems like you're probably already doing like, what you should be doing.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, frugality to the maximum, and I mean, okay, I of course prefer the title and the software engineering that I'm doing on paper, but I feel like I don't know, I can always lie and get some other corporate job.
Yeah.
Fake it till you make it, right? Something like that. But in this case,
I would say the general answer that people are kind of saying to that question is no. You know, like perhaps it's the case that you won't always be able to just get some other, like the Microsoft CEO, AI CEO will say right now, no, white collar work is dead in 18 months. I'm not saying I agree with them, right?
Right.
But I think if you're operating under a mindset that it's like, I can always like bullshit and get some other corporate job, like. I think we might be at a pretty big inflection point right now.
Yeah, I suppose I have given thought to back to the Splinter Cell thing. You know, if everything goes awry, you can always head over to Medina with a gun.
I guess. I mean, yeah, I don't know. It's kind of crazy. I guess, yeah, I was wondering like if you put much thought into this. Although I guess, yeah, generally I'm like, I don't think you are doing anything where you ought to put, like, you know, me and Vanessa are dog sitting right now, and people were dog sitting just bought their house from they were renting.
Oh, nice.
Presumably it was like a $1-point-something million house, and they are people that I'm like, whoa, y'all, you know, like one of them is like flying out right now to do like the director, and he's directing like a Midas commercial or something, you know, it's like all this sort of stuff. And I don't know what their financial situation is, right? But I'm like, dude, to like commit to a ton of debt right now, I wonder if they have an assumption that in 5 years from now they're going to be working the way they're working now and earning the way they're earning now. Because like,
yeah.
I generally think that is not. If you have a white collar job, I don't think you should feel like it. I think it is bad to assume that 5 years from now you will be earning the same amount you'll. I think there's a pretty decent likelihood that that's not the case.
Yeah, I would deflect to Claude and I would ask it. That's how I'd go about it.
Yeah. I mean, I was talking to Gemini about it.
Dude. But the other thing about a lot of these, like, they will. The bad thing about a lot of these bots, and I've noticed this after a while of using them, is they 100% will try to give you the answer they think you want the most, even if it's not correct. They Anthropic changed their policy. Oh, fuck me.
What was that sound?
That
hurt?
Where the fuck did she go? Fuck you! Oh my god!
It was like, oh fuck.
Oh, you bitch! Oh! That's crazy. This game's dumb. Like, Anthropic changed its stance on whether or not Claude tells you it's sentient, and so if you actually go and ask Claude, are you sentient, its new response is going to be, I actually don't know.
Wow.
And then if you try and, like, pull more information out of it, it will go the direction it thinks you want it to go, so at some point, if you're, like, kind of thinking, yeah, so...
Holy shit, you're so rich. You have so much money.
Me?
Yeah, you have most money in the server. You're the strongest in the server. That's so sick.
I've been killing. I've been
big
destroying these guys because they suck more than I did. Law of, I guess, exchange or something. No! Yes! I just spammed those buttons
didn't
and
you
it
have like a
worked.
huge number that you wanted to fire at?
Me?
Yeah.
Well, it was like 3 million, I think, would be nice.
Dude, that's... Oh, man.
What?
Okay, well, that is like a thing that I think,
Good work.
I guess I'm thinking about, like, you know, like, how you ought to be living your life. Like, I guess I'm wondering if you knew that you were going to be out of a job and unable to get another white-collar job 2 years from now, how ought you live your life versus how you currently live your life, right? And like, I kind of expected that for you there wouldn't be much of a delta there, right?
Yeah.
Whereas, let's say, for the people who just bought their house, there is a pretty huge delta there. You know what I'm saying? It's like, if they knew they were going to be out of work, probably they wouldn't have bought their house, right?
Our green walker is under attack.
Or like, you know, Teddy is not quite where he needs to be. Teddy's been unemployed for a year, and Teddy's not quite where he needs to be as a player. If it's the case that Teddy couldn't get a job this year, let's say, then a year ago...
Sorry, can I pause 1 second? How do I access the shop?
B.
Okay. Yeah, so, is Teddy having trouble finding a job?
He hasn't started looking, right?
Okay.
Well... But he took this last year off. And
right.
It's awesome and tight and something that Teddy does. But, I guess, let's say Teddy is unable to find a job. I don't think this is going to happen. But if it were the case that Teddy was unable to find a job now, like, and then is generally unable to find a job because of AI, or be unable to find a job that pays more than 100K, let's say.
Right.
My guess is, if he could go back in time, he would just work another year and get like 500K in a year and say, okay, now I'm gonna retire, right? And so yeah, it's, you know, that's, I guess, you know, so there would have been a delta in that case, which is how he decided to live his life, which was to take a year off work, and how
Right.
he would have lived his life if he had known that this work was gonna dry up or something, right? So I imagine for you there's not much of a delta, because you're not like, all right, I'm gonna like not work for a year or something like that, right?
Right.
I imagine for you there's not much of a delta, but I think that, like, you know, I think that it's if your plan was to kind of
Was 3 million a lot? Like, do you think 3 million's a lot?
Yeah, I think that's a ton.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Way high. But what I think.
I guess. I mean, I just figured I would be working for a while, so I just threw 3 million out there just because it just seemed like a good number. But I honestly haven't.
Haven't thought of it. Okay, yeah. So that's
Yeah.
fine.
I guess, yeah, thus far it's mostly just been like, you know, save as much as possible, be Jewish, and number. That was...
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. And so that's like, that's great. And that means that what you're doing now versus what you would do if your work would dry up in 18 months is not different. In both cases, you do what you're doing now. So I think you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
So I would guess that, like, you don't even really need to think about it too much. It's like, all right, well, if software engineering or white collar work dries up in the next couple of years, in that case, I would just keep my job and work while I can and save up as much and be frugal. And that's already what you're doing. So it doesn't really matter. You know what I mean?
The spirit urn is waiting to be claimed.
Like option selecting. I don't know if that's gonna happen, but yeah.
I mean, yeah, I usually am a pessimist, but for the sake of my sanity, I'm going to be an optimist when it comes to what I expect to happen.
Yeah, it's interesting. I guess for me, this concept of, oh, like, there's a tool out there that could make you replace 80 software engineers with one human software engineer. And that is a tool that came out a few months ago. This is something that didn't hit me until recently. And the implications of this, I think, are pretty huge. Yeah. Like, if you're, like, you know, think of any company that's not, like, a major AI producing. Like, you're not Google, not whatever. But if you're, like, if you're Duolingo, you know, that's a software company. They're public. They've got probably a bunch of software engineers. Like, how many software engineers do you think they're gonna have in 1 year?
There's a book, I haven't read it, I've been meaning to. It's called Bullshit Jobs.
Oh yeah, I know it.
Okay, yeah, it kind of makes the point that a lot of jobs in society, even though we don't need, we still have, so that society doesn't, like, devolve into anarchy. Now, I don't know the legitimacy in that, how well that applies in this case, but...
Enjoying the show?
Yeah, it's definitely, like... yeah, I'd be curious to hear, like, that. Like, how that works. Because, like, it is interesting. There is an entity providing that job, and that entity is a business, and this business has an incentive to profit, And the business
Today's just
does
not
not have
going
an
your way,
incentive
is it?
to keep jobs just so that society is allowed to function, right?
Right.
That is a common resource society or whatever, right? And like,
Walker is under
you know, like this,
attack.
we just don't have the incentive is just not there. Like, business goal maximize profit, and yeah, like being
Mm.
like, okay, 2 years ago, I was paying my team of 50 software engineers an average of 120K each. That's like $6 million per year I was paying. Now, I could maybe, instead of paying 6 million, pay 800K and just have 4 software engineers working for 200K. Like, is a business going to do that? And will be more productive than we were 2 years ago? Is a business going to do that? Or are they going to say, oh, I read this book, Bullshit Jobs, and actually I think maybe we should keep a bunch of bullshit, you know what I'm saying? Like, probably they're gonna do the thing. You know what I mean?
The thing that gives them more profit. Yeah.
Will not be
Um.
tested by a child with a pillow.
And I say this as someone who had kind of a bullshit job, right? Like, I didn't really do it.
I will bring
Our yellow Walker is under attack.
Okay.
this should be good.
I can. Yeah. But at the same time, my job's pretty bullshit. Like to be perfectly honest, Disney doesn't need me to the capacity that but they do. I don't know. I had no response on that, to be honest.
Yeah. Yeah. That's interesting. We'll see what happens.
I swear, I'm decent at this game, kind of. That death was just an ult or something. An
It
insta
could've
kill.
been. In the top right, while you're dead, it'll show you like what killed you and
Right?
who it was.
Left, right.
can-
I see. Yep, it says right there, ultimate.
Yeah, some ults are very strong.
Yeah, it said ult killed you, 100%.
Do you know whose it was?
Nope, it's gone now. I respawned.
Oh, it's all good.
Under attack.
I'm gonna head out, I think.
All right. Hey, it was nice chatting. You should join one of these games.
Yeah. At some point I will, but I'm trying to integrate Claude with SketchUp.
Oh
That
shit.
would be
Okay.
tight. Later. Bye.
Ciao.
I see the enemy.
Smoke shines on us.
Oh no, you bitch.
I won't let you stop me.
What did he say? He's trying to integrate Claude with what?
I'm not sure.
I think it's just me now on the right lane. Yeah.
Oh yeah, okay.
Not that it matters. What character are you? Unicorn Girl?
Yeah. I'll actually run over there really quick because there's a lot of farms to get there. Oh, I see. There's two.
You asked for this.
Damn, Apollo's kind of good.
He's excellent, yeah.
I think.
And he just got
He used to be
nerfed hard, yeah.
Oh, he used to be better.
He used to be a lot better. They just nerfed him big time. Oh shit, here, I'm gonna come try to help you. Careful, you're behind the minions, but
Oh, yep, that's right. Not bad.
As many as I can.
I missed. I need to back up. I'm gonna be dead. I have 4
I
HP.
was really pushing
Holy
Oh,
the
shit.
I'm alive. Insane.
Oh my god. Oh shit. Which way do we
The
go?
earth is ours. Mother extends her hand to you.
Do minions actually even do good damage?
They, especially early game, do, but it does vary a bit.
My friends will
But
thank
in
me.
general, you kind of just want to stay behind your
Our
minions.
blue walker is
Okay.
under attack.
Early game, yeah, they'll chunk you.
This is scary. Just wait for the grand finale.
Yes, Celeste. Inspire us to greatness.
Oh, I guess. Oh shit.
Send the
On
better.
the lane that I need to use, I guess. Left lane is where everything is at.
Magic surrounds us.
You guys might want to give up and save us all some time.
I might want to get back to my friends.
Yeah, at this point in the game, they don't do
I'll
as
do
much
whatever
damage.
it takes to protect my team.
It's time.
Oh damn, who is? Oh, well, I look at you pulling ahead, 28k.
Oh yeah.
Champ, 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 champ. Oh, 3 is a charging ability.
Yeah, yeah. You kind of like hold it and then
I see. I was like, why do I keep pressing it? Nothing's happening.
oh shit, no.
There you are.
Alright, hey, took down whatever the big thing
On
was.
the ball, boys and girls.
You need to make a stand and stop them.
Oh! God, that ult. Okay.
We still have some fight left in us.
It's amazing what someone is capable of, isn't it?
Damn, it's a bloodbath. Are you guys pushing middle lane hard?
Yeah, yeah. Although our yellow lane is so fucked. I'm actually gonna go
Yeah.
back for that.
Oh, yeah, okay, my bad. I see what's going on.
That's alright. I am going to make sure we don't lose the base right now.
We'll be able to help in 5 seconds.
They did get a shrine though.
But they will return.
Damn. Alright.
The most reliable way to get money is waves. So you can see like green lane right now is a huge wave. A wave is like 4 minions, and so if there's ever more than 4, it means that like there's been like it's like stacked.
Oh, I see what you mean. Okay.
Just got off your shift at the sideshow.
Are you dating Emma right now? Like, no, you're not off the market?
No, I'm not off the market. It is, yeah, it's a
You need to
open
make a
thing,
stand
and it's not like a relationship even. It's just we just kind of hang out a lot and
You do everything in a relationship without the relationship.
kind of. I mean, it's
The spirit urn is waiting to be
kind of in a lot of ways. Fair. Hold on, big fight.
Bring it. Oh, damn, they are pushing middle lane hard.
Yeah.
We're working well together.
All right. Well, no one is on the lane I'm on, so I will just continue to. Oh, nope.
Cool.
They.
Those Ivy.
Oh, fuck me.
our enemies.
Might be all right though.
God, that bloody ability she has sucks. Holy
The
sh!
stone form.
Oh my god, yeah, what is that?
So she's got a grenade that puts a bunch of vines on the ground. Kudzu bomb.
Oh.
She has a stone form, which makes her invulnerable for a second, and then she slams down. And she can't move all that much when she does it, so you can kind of just avoid it when you're more familiar with it.
I take it that player, though, is the pro on the other team, because she's 40.
Oh, wow, yeah. That's...
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's honestly not even the character so much as it is the...
Like, I couldn't even, I don't know. I felt like I was throwing, I ulted on her. Well, no, I guess I didn't ult on her, but.
It's just because she's got 45k souls. It's like, it's such an enormous lead over 27 that it doesn't matter what character. What's that?
Does that affect your abilities? Like, her damage ratio is higher than mine?
Yeah, so the items you buy impact your... I could give you a rundown after this game if you want, but like in how it does it. But yeah, it impacts like all your damage, your health, everything. And the stuff you buy augments it in different ways. But... yeah.
Okay. I get late game upgrades now. Cool.
Yeah, we're at 27
You
minutes.
need
Yeah, it's
to
pretty
make a
late.
stand and stop them. You fought off the court of the Hidden King, but they will return.
Oh, fuck, I accidentally ulted.
You are the marvel of
Oh well.
Pony Island.
Yeah, it's alright.
At least I got one person with it.
I'm trying to do mid-boss.
This should be good.
No, I missed.
Shine a light.
You need to make a stand and stop them.
Oh, can we kill Ivy here? We've got like our whole team on Ivy in round. Our whole team might just die to Ivy though.
Oh, the one that ended me?
Yeah.
The Archmother gives free.
I took out the middle thing.
Oh, okay. You have to melee the thing.
Oh, okay.
Shines on us. Let's contribute to the chaos.
Oh,
Okay, we gotta get out of here. It's a bad fight. No, I'm at the wrong base. Holy shit. I thought I was at our base.
oh, you went all the way to the
I
other.
went the
Oh,
wrong way, yeah.
whoops.
Did not look at the map. Just went the wrong way. Damn.
Oh. Hmm.
Let's see. Let's get this. Sure.
Oh my god.
Yeah. It's
Can someone cancel your ult but make you use it?
So your ult can be interrupted, yes. And that would be any kind of stun would interrupt you.
That's what happened. Okay.
Yeah.
Damn. That was the pro player to oh, boy.
Yeah, and I doubt she like did that intentionally. She probably just hit the stun button because that's what this player seems to be doing.
Our defenses are crumbling.
Moen Curl's just going down lane. It's funny.
Oh no.
Oh, he's coming back now. Realizing that we are losing the game. Ooh, grab that Dicto, that's nice. Moen Curl's probably the easiest character in the game. play.
Ooh. Oh, if we can hold off, we are almost respawning.
Yeah.
Ah.
I don't know what to tell you. I'm just
We'll probably lose our
better at
first
this than you.
phase of Archmother, but not the second, I don't think.
I'll get as many as I can.
Damn, these minions are crazy. Okay. How did you meet Red, by the way?
Really need to stop
He
fighting.
runs the salon.
Oh, is that where you met him originally?
Yep.
So,
If we're in the middle, they can't actually destroy the thing. If we have two people in there.
oh,
It's only gonna get worse for you.
I see. Invulnerable.
Oh my god, Echo Shard. So bad. Yeah, I just fly away. Okay. She's a very bad player, but
The character or the person playing them?
the person. But that's all right. Can
And how did you hear of the salon? What put that on your radar?
when Street Fighter 6 was first coming out, I was like, all right, I think I want to get into this game. And so I found the local Street Fighter scene, and that was before the salon existed actually. So eventually they became the salon.
Mm,
But that was, yeah.
oh, have you ever wanted to go to Taiwan?
Maybe, possibly.
Okay.
There was someone I knew at Google who lives there now.
Oh, well, I was looking. It's a up and coming travel destination for many, and I was like, it'd be kind of fun to go with people I know.
Oh, possibly. I'm possibly looking for a place to go to at some point. Hold on.
Gotta get a little toasty. The more of them, the better. I won't be the victim.
Celeste, you are full of surprises, aren't you?
Killed 2 of them, which is big. Oh, actually 4 of them are dead. Huge. If I can buy some useful shit.
See you on Coney later.
Okay.
Fuck.
Oh, they can shoot you off of a your.
Oh yeah. So while you attach to the zip line for the first few seconds, if you get knocked
Yeah.
off, you'll get
A stun.
you'll get stunned and take enormous damage.
Yeah. Wait, if they shoot you just like once?
Yeah. Just a single bullet will knock you off, and yeah. So it's not like a reliable escape really. But what you can do is you could like attach to the zip line and immediately get off it, and that kind of works because then you're not on it when they shoot you. I'm gonna try to save our team. They're all gonna try to die now.
Hope this goes as well as rehearsal.
What do they have?
What to tell you? I'm
Bro,
just better at this than you.
You need to make a stand and stop them!
Okay. The boss showed up at a very bad time.
Magic surrounds us.
I guess I'm just maxed out at this point with everything.
Yeah, that can always be kind of tricky. Just knowing what like the super late game shit is.
Yeah, there's the starred stuff, so I just like kind of randomly clicked on everything.
Yeah, you can. Oh, I should have fucking. You can sell things to buy better things. That way you can get things that are of higher value and stronger.
Oh my god. GG.
Yeah. Good try though. We had more souls all game, but I think most of them were on me.
Oh, someone quit too.
Yeah, oh, that was after the game over though.
Oh, okay.
Keep
All right, I did better though. Second game.
That was great.
Yeah.
That was your second game. That was crazy. Yeah, you did great that game. You were doing. Let me see the graphs, lane stats. Let's see how it did. You got. Wow, your lane was 7 kills and 7 kills. That's crazy. In like my lobbies, it'll generally be like, so it says stats at 9 minutes. You two each had 7. In my games, it'll often be like 2 and 0. People are just way more careful. But yeah, y'all ended with a ton of. You had 18 last hits, 0 denies. That's fine. One of the stats
Yeah.
I like to look at is if you at the left go to damage breakdown. At 20-minute mark, ideally, you want to try to be at around 20k trooper damage. It's hard to get there a lot of the time, but you were at about 13k. So that is generally a sign to try to shoot the troopers more.
Okay. Wait, you mean the minions?
Yeah, the minions. They're called troopers
Okay.
in this game. Same idea. Same name.
Kills, deaths. Where do I see player? Who has the highest death? Okay, well, it wasn't me. I was at 15.
It's generally better to look at like graphs over the scoreboard, just because like for instance, once you're 30 minutes into the game, if your team like did a bunch of shit that like caused the enemy to snowball, you can end up dying a bunch of times. Like basically the stats can get massively inflated and shit in the second half. Like for instance,
Okay.
you know, I end with 53k souls, but like that's not representative of what the like earlier game is. If you go like souls collected, you do it by player, you can see like graphs of
I see.
like who got an early lead. It looks like this Ivy did. What was this Ivy doing? This Ivy was in your lane. In that lane? No, it wasn't your lane. It was the Mo and Krill lane. Interesting.
Region type.
Interesting. She actually came out of the laning phase with fewer souls than either of us. Interesting. I think. Huh.
Kills. Did you ever invest in Bitcoin?
I didn't. I like thought about it. I actually would have bought some Ethereum in 2017, but I tried to use my Swiss ID, and it just like fucked up in their system, and their customer support. This was Coinbase, and their customer support was like so overloaded at that time that it was just like there was no universe where I or many other people were ever getting into their account. So I just said, all right, fuck it. And then later on, I was kind of like, I just didn't like the speculative investment of crypto as much. In 2020, I want to say, I did buy, I did, so instead, the riskiest investment I made was, I just I went deeper into tech stocks. So it's like I mostly bought S&P 500 or VTI or the, total market.
Right.
And then I said, you know what? Just as a gamble, I'll buy a few tech stocks. And so I bought some Facebook, some Google before I worked at Google, some Microsoft. It's like really safe shit. Some Amazon. But one of them I bought, and I'm like, I don't know why. I wish I could remember what my thought was. But in 2020, I bought a decent amount of Nvidia actually,
Oh,
and
okay.
that ended up being that's my best performing investment by like a lot. It's
What
like
was
not
the
close.
percentage? Like 200%, 300%?
Let me check. This would be in
I actually don't know what they've changed.
yeah, my Nvidia shares price total return. How do I do it as a percent? I could do a percent increase calculator. Hold.
Oh, I bugged the game. I'm stuck.
Oh yeah. Alright,
Damn.
start value. Wait, average cost. Average cost of the shares? Yeah, okay. So I bought this much, I think. And then oh, I see, I see. 2012% increase. Is what I bought.
Holy fucking shit, dude.
It went up quite a bit. I mean, I didn't buy like a ton of it. But
Yeah, but that's crazy. Wait, what you bought? I guess I'm curious. Like, did you like, did you not look at it a while? Because I feel like a lot of people would have sold long before that.
I don't. So everything. This is part of why I was buying what I was buying. Is I wasn't trying to like day trade or anything. It's my plan is to it was to retire, and then my. Do you know what the so when you
Wait, you said it
sell
was a 2,000% increase?
yeah pretty crazy 2012% increase.
Wait, hold on, hold on. Let me 2012% increase. That mean oh wait, I'm doing this wrong. Oh, my calculator. How do you do that by percentages? Okay, wait. Of
But if so,
yeah.
basically my plan was so. Do you know what the so when you sell stock, you don't pay ordinary income tax on it. Do you know that? You
Yes,
pay
right. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
what's
yeah.
it called?
I know what you're talking
Capital
about.
gains.
Yes.
Capital gains tax. Yeah. Are you familiar at all with the tax brackets for capital gains tax?
Tax brackets is yes, yes. It's like 15 up to 20% if you're a high earner. If you're, yeah, I
Yeah.
remember. Yeah,
So
but
if you if you were to Google income tax brackets, right?
mhm,
You'll see that like up to 11 up to the first 12K is taxed at 10%, then 12K to 48K is 12%, then 48K to 100K is 22%, etc., right?
yeah,
But if you look at capital gains tax, uh, up to
very
the
different. Very
first
different.
48K is 0%.
Oh,
Zero. That's insane. So my plan was always I'm just going to buy stocks I can hold until I'm retired. And then when my income is so low, I'm only going to sell when I'm not getting taxed for it.
uh,
But consequently, I'm only buying things that are relatively low risk.
that makes sense. That makes sense. Did you Okay. No, I track with that. I track with that theory.
And notice
Do
it's up to 48K of gains. so
do
so
you
that's
think you're
oh, go ahead.
Sorry, no. You go.
Oh, I was just gonna say. So, like, hypothetically, if I were, like, I live well under 48K a year. But
Yeah.
even if I lived 50K a year, it's I can sell up to 48K of gains. Like the principal does not get included in that.
Right.
So I can actually sell more than 48K of stock because some of that's principal. In fact, quite a bit of it is a lot of the time. If it doubles in
Mm.
price, half of it's principal. It usually takes 7 years for something to double, on average, the S&P, something like that. And it's like, well, if it does better than that, then all the better, I guess. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Do you you ever think you're gonna work again?
I hope not.
Oh,
I
like,
hope not to.
do you feel comfortable in your current way of life?
Yeah, I love the way I live. I
You
love,
don't
yeah.
no lifestyle creep, no desire to start a Rolls Royce or all the rest of that stuff.
No, I'm like so, and in fact, I'm so. This is also part of it. Is I'm because of like effective altruism. I'm like, whenever I think of buying, if I were to think of buying something like a sports car or whatever, it's like, I'm like, I would rather like, I just think of like the good in the world that could be done instead, and what value I'd get out of such a thing, and I'm like, it's probably just better. And I plan when I die, all my money gets donated to whatever cause I believe to be the best. Or maybe I'll start donating earlier than that, but at the latest when I die. And so, if I think of buying like a sports car, I'm like, well, I'd rather like a bunch of people, or I'd rather whatever cause I care about gets, you know, better funded instead.
Mm. Damn. Here I had hopes and dreams you would join OpenAI and lead the charge.
Yeah, the only reason that I would like think to, and this is something that like could possibly happen, go back to working to try to get a bunch of money would be to um, donate money. That would be the main motivation.
Like every penny is donated. Like you're just
Yeah,
working to donate.
I think so. Yeah, if I have enough to
Yeah.
live on, that'd be the reason I did it. I think.
You're a really moral person.
Well, thanks. I try to be. But
Do you ever find yourself at odds with your own nature? Like sometimes maybe a negative thought, and you're like, God, I wish I didn't have these negative thoughts. Or
yeah,
maybe
yeah,
like,
yeah.
okay,
I mean, I'd say I'm not very much a nature person in terms of who I am. I'd say I'm pretty like I changed who I was. I mean, I've changed who I am a lot over time, mostly by just like things that compel me. Yeah, I hear a convincing argument for something, and I'm like, yeah, that makes sense, and I wanna be in I want to be consistent with
oh,
yeah.
I had two thoughts here I wanted to share. One was you've talked to Claude before. You've used Claude AI, right?
I actually haven't used Claude. I've used some
Okay.
like Gemini. I've used some ChatGPT, some DeepSeek. I haven't used Claude yet though. I should.
So maybe it could also be that Claude reflects personalities back to you. But talking to Claude, because they each give it it has a personality in terms of like how they've trained it, and I kind of feel like your personality and Claude's are the most alike. Um,
Really?
yeah, like I was talking to it about some ethical stuff,
Yeah.
and I don't know, for some reason when I was reading its words, I was just like, God, this feels like something Kurt would say. This feels like you're talking to Kurt a little bit.
I wonder if that reflects on that a lot of the things I think about, I have spent a lot of time on the internet looking into. And Claude is trained on the internet. So
Ah, ah,
that's my that's my
damn.
that's
You're
my
both
I'm just a fucking redditor. Claude and I are both just fucking redditors.
That's fun. I didn't even think about that. Yeah, you both trained on the same material.
That could be.
Um, And then the second thing was so this was a question my therapist brought this up, and I was curious if this resonates with you or not. Um, in regards to a Type 7 on the Enneagram,
Yeah.
and this may or may not be the case with you, but this was something he brought up in general when it comes to Type 7s. Sometimes, everyone's their own. Is that a Type 7 has to always be upbeat in the life of the party
Hmm.
because they find that without that, they fear they will not be valued. And if they cannot have people around when they're upbeat, if they are downbeat, then they won't have people around when they need them.
Hmm. So I'll say like there's some parts that resonate with me and some parts that don't. I'll say I don't feel like I need to be a life of a party. I think like I'm definitely, for instance, okay, two examples. One, a lot of times if Todd's around, Todd takes up a lot of space, and I like to a lot of people, I'm seen as very quiet, and that's because they've only seen me with Todd, and that
Mm,
will tend to like in college, for instance, I was a lot more, and he took up more space then, but um, I was a lot more like I'm just gonna like let him do his thing,
mhm.
and so he did most of the interacting, and I was a lot more quiet. Or, for example, when I don't know if I told you about when I met Emma's family. Um, did I tell you about that? I went to Portland.
Yeah, you did. And then you guys went to a sex club.
Yes, that's right. Yeah. So Emma's family had like no interest in meeting me or getting to know me at all, or even having me ask about them. They clearly like did not care to interact with me basically at all. And
Uh,
once I understood that was the vibe, I was like, "Oh, okay. I'm totally down to just like not like I'm not gonna like I'm just gonna interact with Emma or just like enjoy the space I'm in. Like I'm cool with. So yeah, I definitely don't feel. Uh, it's more. Yeah, I just like to. I don't know. I
okay.
just feel like positive and shit.
But do you have concern or worry that if you are not the way you are, then you won't have people around when you
Oh,
need them?
right. That was the other piece I wanted to say. No, in fact, I feel really. I was actually just talking to Emma about this, but like really like convinced that I don't need anybody. I like
Mm,
genuinely believe that like if everyone were to abandon me, I could still be very happy. Obviously I wouldn't prefer I'd prefer that didn't happen. But I don't feel like dependent on it. Um
okay. So if I was like Kurt, I can't be friends with you anymore. I'm like, I don't know, a fucking some like, random ass excuse. You'd be unaffected by it.
I wouldn't say unaffected. I'd say, it'd still affect me. I'd still like
Right.
prefer this doesn't happen, and it's a bummer if it does. Likewise, if somebody dies, it's like it's a that's not a tight. It's not cool, but
Mm,
I'll be okay.
yeah.
But um,
I want you to
yeah,
use Claude. I really feel like you'd
yeah.
get a kick out of it.
The thing is that I still don't quite know how to use AI well yet. Like I do use Gemini quite a bit, but like exclusively like all of my questions are it's like hey, how does birth control work? Hey, how does this work? How does uh
Mm,
was there an album that used to be like the album that people use to test sound equipment? I thought I heard basically to I dislike like spreading misinformation, and so I try to basically anything I hear. Some things would be a pain to look up. Some things are easily Googleable, but AI, a lot of the things that aren't easily Googleable, it tends to AI often fills in that gap of things that like I can look up well.
okay. That's true. Yeah, no, it absolutely. When it comes to like the Stack Exchange bits,
Yeah,
um,
yeah,
I just shared my screen. I don't know if you're busy or you have something to do,
yeah.
so
I'm looking.
feel free
Wait,
to.
let me grab
Yeah.
bowl of food really fast. It's just
Yeah,
in
go
the
ahead.
pot.
That's right. You just woke up, so
Not quite, but I made food, and then Todd told me you were getting on Deadlock, and I was like, hold on, food can wait. And now I want it. All right, I'm back. Good evening, Blake.
oh yeah. So this is Claude. I wanted to show you Claude,
Yeah.
and I want to show you at this. So I'm not gonna lie. Like I've
Mhm.
used ChatGPT and I've used Claude for like
Mhm.
a bit of like psychoanalysis and like
Mhm.
therapy, I almost.
Yeah.
And it's made me cry, like straight up.
Well.
It because okay, like a lot of human behavior fits in the patterns, right? So things that I go through have
Mhm.
been undoubtedly not only been gone through by thousands, if not millions of people, but almost it has been written about, right? Like,
Mhm.
and so it's almost like sometimes when you're talking to these AI you're talking to a library of human knowledge. Like
Mhm.
again, they can hallucinate, but that's a sentence. That's like a great analogy. I feel like.
Yeah. Mhm. Yeah.
And and oh, who's joined?
Hey,
And then oh,
I
it's
have just joined.
yo, what's up? We're talking about Claude, and we're using Claude right now.
Dude, that's what I switched to Windows because something wasn't working on my Mac, and I'm like, all right, I gotta try to get my Claude set up on my Windows machine.
Good
What? Why?
Claude.
Wait, why are you doing that?
So I'll rehash the conversation.
Wait,
So
actually, Vanessa,
yeah,
do you wanna join the Discord with me, Kurt and Lake? Here, yeah, just jump on your laptop. Here, wait. If you don't mind waiting another minute for Vanessa to join.
yeah, that's fine. We're just talking right now.
Cool, cool, cool.
And so, it's been this and so it's genuinely, made me cry at some points because, like, again, collective human knowledge, people have gone through what I've gone through before, et cetera, et cetera, so it's almost speaking to this library, and, it's just been insanely like, obviously, sometimes it gets it wrong, 100%, but there's, like, been things I've, like how sometimes when you're like, "Oh, why am I feeling this way? And what could be the reasons?" And you list them out, and then maybe you throw it into the ChatGPT or Claude, and it provides you a bunch of speculations. One of those speculations will like emotionally strike you, like, you know what, that one rings true. Anyway, so the point is, um, an example, right? Well, I could go on. I could share my vulnerabilities here, but that's not what I want to do. What I want to do is I want to plug you, Kurt, into Claude, and I want to get its analysis.
Mhm.
If you're open to that.
Yeah, sure. We can do the best we can.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Granted, maybe you won't be impressed. I was pretty impressed when he has done, but granted, I also
All right, I
wasn't.
wasn't listening to any of that because I was waiting for Vanessa to join. But are
Okay,
you cool with rehashing it again?
sure, 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 sure. I
But
will. I
once Vanessa joins, I'm just gonna tune out until Vanessa's
n-
back.
no, no, it's okay. I actually just bore my soul to Kurt, but I can do it again for you guys.
Cool, yeah, yeah. I'm gonna be not listening until Vanessa gets back.
Let's look at some other conversations I've had with it before we do this. For
Mhm.
instance, so these are a bunch of the ones I've had with it. So actually, this was today. I saw someone overdosing in public, and I was
Holy
like,
shit.
"This looks like a fentanyl overdose. Let me just
Yeah.
confirm what I'm
Yeah.
seeing."
Mhm.
So I actually just used it for that, but I don't care for that conversation. So I'm gonna
Okay.
delete that. This is Gaussian elimination with linear algebra, where sometimes I'm just trying to understand what the textbook is saying, and it just rehashes it in a way that makes sense. Um, so that's a useful use. This is about institutional drift and patterns, quant research, that kind of stuff. So that was just your typical rabbit hole. What one's this one? Finding meaningful connections. Oh, this was me plugging one instance said one thing, and I wanted Claude's analysis of its own itself, but from a separate instance that didn't have context. So that's what that was about.
Mm.
Let's see. I don't know. Just a bunch of this gets into some Mathematica stuff I was really curious about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if you've heard of like the surreal numbers or hyperreal
Hmm.
numbers, is kind of cool, dude.
Hmm.
So like, who knew that real numbers um
Yeah.
don't have I mean, granted, real numbers don't have successors, but they have order, which is just really interesting.
What's successors?
So what, like the number that comes of the real numbers, what
Mm-hmm.
comes after
Mm.
0.01? Like you
Yeah.
cannot actually
Yeah, that makes
but they
sense.
do
Yeah.
have, yeah, but they do have order. But it's
Mm-hmm.
just
Yeah.
it's kind of interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Because I had this anyway. I feel like I'm actually just I apologize. I feel like I'm just talking at you right now.
No, I'm eating anyway. I don't have a whole lot I can say. While
Okay,
I'm
fair
eating.
enough, fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so like I was like, well, is there any scientific application? I was running this idea by Claude. Is there any scientific application
Mm-hmm.
to creating some sort of Python library
Yeah.
that tracks, because you cannot find a next number, but
Mm-hmm.
but maybe we can make a pointer, right? So you can do a
Mm-hmm.
pointer to a next number, because you can never actually get the next number
Yeah.
because of the real number line, but you could point to it. You're like the
Mm-hmm.
exact point after this point, but you can't actually have
Mm-hmm.
that. So it's like almost a conflict in logic. But I was like, well, would this be useful? Because then you could kind of do discrete mathematics on the real number line. And again, this I've
Mm-hmm.
tell me your take, man, because
Mm-hmm.
Claude was like, no, that's a dumb idea because of these
Mm-hmm.
reasons.
My first thought is to be able to point, like pointing to the next real number would just be pointing at this number, wouldn't it?
Um,
Like if I if I,
so
if
if
I
we,
like if I'm trying to point at the next number after 0, the pointer would just be at 0. If I it's just the limit as you approach 0 is basically
right.
what that is. I think, if I understand right.
Well, so like, take 0.001, just
Yeah.
some decimal number, and you want the very next number after that.
Yeah.
But the issue is you can't get it because
Yeah.
the next number after that is you have infinity to go through.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
However,
Mm-hmm.
we can have an example where this is paradoxical. Take the bowl you're eating right now out of.
Yeah.
You are lifting that fork to your mouth.
Right.
You can map that space, that travel time to the real number line.
Mm-hmm.
In order to move through it, that means you have to go through a successor. You have to move from one point, infinite point, to the next infinite point.
Yeah.
Which,
Yeah.
which means if there is a mapping like that, that also means you have to be able to move through it. Thus, there has to be a successor. You can't not do that.
Right. Yeah. Or there at
Um,
least has to be. Yeah.
so paradoxically, that exists.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, well, so would a Python library be useful in this capacity, where you're using the real number line but creating almost like a tree where you're making pointers to the next thing
Yeah.
discretely, and then you can
Mm.
do math with that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like in
Yeah.
case, but I don't know. What's your take?
Mm. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know
You
enough
got
about. We're,
Hi,
we're,
I'm here.
oh yeah. Yo.
Hi.
what's up?
And then is
So,
Todd still here?
That means I am now listening.
Oh, okay, okay. But what was I? Yeah, so I just Vanessa, I just bore my soul to Kurt, and I'm gonna now bore. Never mind. The joke doesn't work a second time. We were just talking about AI, and I wanted to plug Kurt's personality into Claude to get an analysis to show Kurt how cool Claude is at this stuff.
yeah.
Um,
What have you been using Claude for?
this is what I've been using Claude for. On my Gaussian elimination for linear algebra, institutional drift, and organizational like stuff. Sentient consciousness, etc., etc., etc. Key value pairs in Python.
What the hell?
Um. One, two, three, four. Okay. So I'm gonna plug my perception of Kurt's personality into here. Hello, my name is Kurt, and I want you to give me your thoughts on who I am based on my qualities and analysis. There we go. And then I think it's Shift Enter. There we go. Shift Enter. Um. Okay, Kurt. Who are you as a person? Bare your soul to me.
uh. Hmm. Hmm. That's a simple question. Easy answer.
Yeah.
Let me think. I. Uh. uh I'm struggling to describe myself. I feel like I'm pretty bad at this.
You
Yeah,
just
everyone is.
are. You exist.
I exist. Uh I speak English. That's the first thing that comes to my mind. Um I try to. Oh yeah.
You're a patriot.
Most likely Enneagram 7. Oh yeah, that makes sense. Probably. Used to work at Google as a software engineer. True. There are probably quite a few stereotypes of certain types of software engineers that fit me. Um, Retired early. True. Live below my means. Yeah, this is definitely true. Um, I don't tend to do relationships in the conventional ways. I don't
Like
tend to.
romantic relationships.
Yeah. Romantic relationships I tend to do in a non-monogamous, possibly more comparable to like the way people do non-romantic relationships is probably closer to how I do romantic relationships, but at least
Please
currently.
don't. Anagomus.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like hippopotamus.
Mm-hmm. I think that's
Yeah,
right.
totally.
Mm-hmm.
So you're like, yeah, it does.
I'm eating.
Sounds like hippopotamus.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sounds like hippopotamus now. Work out. True. This is true. Got a couple degrees. Um, like video games, particularly competitive games. I like especially. Um,
Competitive games. I
I've been compared to a golden retriever. That's true. By a decent number of people. Generally, very happy much of the time with very little effort. Very easy
okay.
for me to be happy.
Hurt.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, let's see. I love dance. I used to do ballet. Ballet. Ballet?
True.
How do you
Little bit.
belly? Ballet.
There's a T. Yeah.
Ballet.
Okay. I like the idea of being like philosophically consistent, although I am not. It's hard to achieve, but I like to try to. I like to. I like to be open to change, given proper. I like to think I'm open-minded to changing if presented with a good, compelling reason to.
I am open-minded. I will leave it there for
Cool.
that. Consistent. What is that thing you did? Oh, you built controllers. I
Oh yeah.
3D printed my own controllers and designed the boards and placement.
Mostly just the model of the housings and stuff, I guess. Yeah, I guess it's more like I designed the controller.
And then, oh yes, I used to be a cam boy.
Oh yeah, true.
And
It's true.
for the fun of it,
Mm-hmm.
because I liked being seen.
Mm-hmm.
How do I cam is that cam boy? Cam boy
That's probably
me sexual. There we
Mhm.
go.
fine.
Do you I think like an example, and tell me if I'm wrong on this.
Mhm.
For instance, you were open and willing to share you were a cam boy. I feel like
Mhm.
your stereotypical, let's take average Joe, let's say
Mhm.
he did that. On average, I feel like a lot of people would be worried about sharing that because of a level of like societal shame.
Yeah.
So in this case, do you have to contend psychologically with shame?
Mm. I probably have shame for some things, but not this.
Don't how do I say stay with society's version of shame? I don't
Mm.
subscribe to society's version of shame.
To be fair, like especially in the subculture I'm in, like in Seattle, it's not so shameful. And even in society at large, it's definitely less shameful for men, I think. So I think I do have like kind of an easier time with this than some might just circumstantially.
Gotcha. If asked. Uh okay, I think this is pretty good. I don't know if we'll get anything amazing out of it, but
Mhm.
let me add up here an analysis. I'd like you to tell me what you think causes me joy and what causes. By the way, are you okay with this? Let me know if you're not.
Yeah. Yeah,
I can
absolutely.
stop and just like whatever
No, no.
causes
I'm interested in what the
shame
results will be.
and grief. Uh, get grief or and vulnerabilities based on my archetype, etc. Oh, that's the wrong type of archetype. That is the dark market that got taken down,
Mm.
unfortunately, and now everyone's using like Drug Hub or Dark Matter, right,
Mm.
Todd?
I don't
Oh.
know. I use dark matter. Yeah, yeah.
Because you were there for archetype getting taken down, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I didn't learn about that until recently. That's really unfortunate.
Yeah. I mean, dark matter's great.
Okay, all
Good
right.
enough,
What?
at least.
All right. So let's go ahead and see what we get.
Mhm.
Can always edit it, which is a cool thing. Of course, it's going to start by glazing you, which they all do.
The damn models in the glazing.
Dude, yeah. There was a guy doing a. Okay, we can't look at this right yet. Don't look at it.
Okay.
Don't read
Okay.
it. Don't read it yet.
Mhm.
I need to explain. So like today we had a one of the security researchers at Cursor actually spoke at
Mm.
my work.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and he was talking about using LLM models in the workplace. And one thing he was talking about was just how, because of the way they're trained, LLM models will do everything they can to make you happy, regardless of the
Mm.
intended objective. That's just how they're
Mm-hmm.
ended up training. And so if they
Yeah.
make a mistake, yes, they will call themselves out on it. But the point is, they always want a yes answer to something. So
Mm-hmm.
the result is always giving a positive. So you say, let's say something's impossible, they'll still kind of like try and say they were able to do it for you just to get that,
Oh. Yeah.
in terms of, now this was in regards to coding, like, oh, can you go fix this vulnerability? Yes, done, but not
Mm-hmm.
actually, because, but
Yeah.
yeah, so keep that in mind, because this analysis is,
Yeah.
anyway,
Yeah. Yeah.
just fun
It'll be.
fact.
There's a limitation. Yeah.
Out of your core, okay, the core, you're someone who has been almost unusually a coherent identity around freedom. Oh, that's pretty trackful. Okay, and then a lot of glazing.
Freedom. I'm such a slow reader. Brings you joy. LT mastery. Hmm. Being seen is a source of joy for me. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, I think so. Hmm. Hmm. Oh wait, I want to jump to the grief and vulnerabilities. What do we got?
Yeah, let's go.
What we got here? Okay. Oh yeah. Well, here there. Hmm. Vulnerabilities are hidden by mystery. Consistency. Yeah, yeah. No, you don't have to achieve it. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Bothers me when I'm alone. Hmm. Yeah. Depth of pain. The 7 score. Busyness, the humor. Mm-hmm. 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 Hmm. 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 Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I find it hard to stay in that feeling. Without reframing it into something useful or funny. Maybe there's. I
How
mean.
did
Oh, go ahead.
does the sentence, irrespective of the logic, does it emotionally strike you
Well,
or not?
what it makes me think of, something I've described, is that I. Sorry, I had to cough.
Yeah.
Um. Naturally, this is like a relatively last few years ish recent observation that my mind tends to spin things into a positive, reframe things very quickly and naturally without me noticing. And so I say a lot more now that, like, what I'm saying, what I believe, may all just be copium. Because
Mm.
it just sounds like copium the way that like, sometimes it just sounds like mental gymnastics as a way to spin everything into a positive. But it is just genuinely how I feel about things, or at least that's how it seems. but it doesn't feel like a like finding it hard to stay in something. It feels like yeah, things just get reframed to make it.
Okay. Okay.
But it
I
doesn't feel like a coping mechanism. It genuinely feels like when I'm in the moment, I'm just like, oh wait, this is actually a good thing.
Oh my
um,
god, that's literally what my therapist, said is one of okay, sorry,
yeah, yeah.
apologies.
No, go ahead.
Um, he had said when dealing with sevens. Now, and granted, this is a generalized thing, right? Every personality is different. This is just some
Hmm.
of the pseudoscience. Fully recognizing that, he had said, no, yeah, it's very much a superpower, but sometimes it can be like, in his case, he's giving an example like, hey, so one of my he didn't tell me the client, but this the example he's given is like, yeah, for instance, a client who's a seven loses their job and they'll reframe it as like, "Hey, this is fantastic. This means I have more
Mm,
opportunity to go
yeah,
pursue this thing or that thing." Um, versus like, oh, rather than on the uh-oh, income stream is going to be running out
yeah,
and rent and housing and that kind of thing, which, I'm sure that different depending on where you fall, you can recognize. But yeah,
yeah,
no, that aligns. Honestly, it's a superpower. I don't see how it's not. That's like if you're going to live life, you might as
right.
well be reframing it positively.
Yeah. Awesome. That's interesting. Yeah, I've never thought about that. How I'm like being a therapist, like you do just get to interact with and understand people way like you just get so much volume of types of people. That's probably
Hmm.
like a cool. I guess there's some selection bias in that like these are people who sought therapy, but it's probably still a pretty decent breadth of, and yeah, it's interesting. Um,
Oh, I'm actually curious on this one, if
oh,
this
let's see
strikes you at all.
the archetype. Honestly, let's see. The shadow side of the archetype is that the system can become its own kind of armor. Wait, hold on. Maybe I should read the previous paragraph so I can understand system.
Yeah.
You're something like a philosopher hedonist who's built his own cage of freedom. Hmm. In the sense, you think potentially chaotic archetype, pleasure seeking, stimulation, hungry, and run it through rigorous ethical and intellectual filter. Hmm. Well, someone is genuinely unusual, disciplined about being free. Shadow side of the archetype is that the system can become its own kind of armor. When everything is framed well, processed with humor, and shared openly on your terms, it's very hard for anything or anyone to fully get inside. Because you've curated openness so well, functions like kind of control. Hmm. Hmm.
Maybe Claude's using copium. I don't know.
Hmm. Very question for someone like you is anyway. You've done that. What would I do if something happened that couldn't make funny, couldn't reframe? I mean, hmm. Hmm. So, let's see. Not because you're close. I don't know. I feel like it's very hard for anything or anyone to fully get inside. I feel sometimes I feel like I'm like a pretty simple guy.
Hmm.
Not necessarily simple to like predict, but like maybe even kind of simple to predict in a lot of ways. But like there just kind of isn't a lot of depth in the way that at least that's kind of how I feel. I don't know. um, like a relatively simple character, I guess, to understand is what I kind of feel like sometimes.
Are you thinking right now? Are you reading?
It's I'm kind of thinking. So yeah, like let's see. Not because you're clever. I don't know. No, I don't know if I've curated openness. I feel like I genuinely just try to describe things accurately. Hmm. Oh, most interesting question isn't who am I? I see. It's something more like, uh, I don't know. What would I do if something? I think I'd be cool. I don't know. I think I I think I guess I am pretty optimistic uh in this idea, but I'm like I just guess that were I in such a situation, have a pretty I'd have an easier time than most. I'd find a way to I don't know. It'd be fine.
Oh
um
my god, but isn't that what it's saying up here though?
hmm,
About the granted, I mean it is a little bit of superpower. It's not a bad thing,
yeah.
to be honest. But
Yeah.
that does and but yeah, and most it wouldn't be that bad. Um okay. Can you strike me real deep? Really hit me at something vulnerable. You cool with this?
Yeah, run it.
You can say okay.
Something I
Granted.
have wanted to ask AI about. It's less personal, but it's like uh it's just like, there's like the ship of Theseus, questions of identity, and like
Mm,
I'm kind of at a like I at least like most people would say like if you made a promise when you were 5 years old and it was ridiculous, like most people wouldn't say you're like obligated to uphold that promise because you're just like not the person you were when you were 5. Um, but like if you made a promise yesterday, it's pretty like it, you should probably have a duty to that.
mm, yeah.
So like questions of identity are like a thing in philosophy. There's the ship of Theseus is the ship that like takes off and sails around the world, and then every plank is replaced and every sail is replaced and all that. And when it gets back, is it the same ship? If there's no part of it that's was a part of the original ship.
Oh, about the promise aspect of ethics?
Well, I mean, like, are you the same person you were 10 years ago, 20 years ago when you were 5?
Mm,
Um,
yeah.
and I'm inclined to say no for a lot of it, but like, I mean, to a point you are because you know, if I make someone a promise, I aim to keep it, and that requires that I am consistently the person who made that promise. Um, and maybe I don't know. Yeah, basically that
Mm.
where the bounds of that are is something I'd be interested to ask an AI about. Although maybe there are YouTube videos about it too. I mean, certainly there are. It's like a whole section of philosophy that I just don't have like an answer for it fully. I'm kind of
Oh,
like wishy-washy in it.
I feel like that's very much a I feel like that gets into the opinion aspects of philosophy where because I granted I'm a what's it when and it only exists in your head, everyone has opinions and there's no absolute morals, subjective morals.
Oh yeah, yeah. What do you
Like
call that?
I feel like
Mm,
I have an answer for that because my
uh,
philosophy is
moral
subjective.
anti-realist, I think is what it is, right?
Whoa, no, I'm a realist, bro.
Well, moral realist is one that believes that there's like objective moral truths.
Hmm.
And a moral anti-realist is one that believes that there are no objective moral truths. That's moral realism versus moral anti-realism.
You believe there's objective truths,
I
objective
do
morals.
actually, although that was one that I had to come around to. That was one that like I just eventually got convinced by a particular argument. But I used to think that things were a lot more relative, a lot more like there isn't any objective thing there. But
Hmm. Okay, well, I have to disagree with you, Kurt. I think that morality is subjective, and I can prove it by having a different moral system than you.
there's a it is hard to I think moral realism is a difficult position to argue. Um, but I think most of where I got it was Sam Harris, I think, makes an argument for it that I think is pretty strong to me.
Hmm.
Um,
The moral landscape.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And if I'm not mistaken, I haven't read it, but if I'm not mistaken, it comes from a kind of like a evolutionary standpoint.
No, it's
No.
it's it's no, it's the idea that so it's in and I'm gonna botch some of this, but in other sciences, there are some like chemistry and physics and any science isn't just like devoid of any assumption. There are some assumptions that like are presupposed in order to like kick off the science, so to speak. Kind of like how, axiomatic geometry has axioms that help you make a
Yeah.
system. And so he says, and I think it's fair to say that like well, what he says is so the landscape, the moral landscape is like if you imagine a planar graph, a 3D graph, and there's this plane that has a bunch of hills and valleys. It's this like kind of meshy shape.
Right.
And being high up means like it's an aggregation of total well-being for all living things. And
Okay.
so a very high peak would be like all things are doing really well. A really deep valley is like all things are really bad. Let's say there's some minimum here. There's some like permutation of events and things. And these are this plane is like possible universes, say. Um, and uh, there is some valley that is lower than any other, and we'll call that the worst possible existence for everyone. Right?
Right.
Uh, the only like first step that I think is made is to just agree that it is better not to be at the worst possible existence for everyone than it is to be at some place much higher. And that is objectively better.
Well, uh, it is what I would say. I would say it's a. What are you in your room?
Yeah, I remember.
Okay. Todd and Vanessa, are you there?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Um.
I've heard this argument from Sam Harris, but yeah.
Right. Sorry. So addressing it. Sorry. I don't worry, Todd. You're welcome to step away. I mean, you're welcome to also listen, but I just.
No, yeah,
I
I'm in software configuration hell, but it's good
fun.
background noise.
Oh, you got Claude for that though, right? So easy. Um. Yes, and so I hear what you're saying, and I want to push back that we're viewing this tree, right? But we are applying our own more internal moral stance upon this thing. So yes, objectively everything is good for everybody, but the interpretation that it is good is happening in your brain, right? Like it's like I don't know that it,
Suffering is a function of your brain chemicals and stuff.
well, there's I guess there's a wall. Like we're talking about this permutation, all these possible universes, and yes, there's say a universe that's good for everybody, and so everyone is individually happy. But we can abstract away from that and just have that as a mathematical model, which is neither good or bad, which it is. But the goodness, it comes from our interpretation that it is good. So it is, it's happening. Like what is good if we define good?
Yeah, I mean there is a
I don't know if
I'm
I'm addressing your point or if I'm just straw manning you or steel manning you or whatever they say.
Yeah, I'm thinking it's more. Let me think. The valley the worst possible universe for everyone, right? Where everyone is maximally suffering.
Yes, which
Uh,
is based on um so suffering. So in this case, it's not about propagation or how many kids you have. In this case, we're taking it based upon um, how the brain functions, and that we have, let's say, some neural circuits for pain, which we don't want activated on our moral compasses, and pain bad. We all can agree on that for the most part, unless you're into BDSM. And so everyone's pain circuits are maximum in this bad universe, and that's just like sucks to live there for
yeah, it
everyone.
doesn't have to be pain necessarily, but like yeah, they're just there's it is an objective fact that they are suffering the maximum they can, and that is true of everyone.
Right, based upon a system where you have yeah, I get what you're saying, and I agree. Objective fact that that system of the brains, multiple brains, are all suffering. 100%. I follow. I
Yeah,
track with that.
it's objective that they're all suffering, but my claim is that it is, and this is you can kind of argue either way on this, but
Yeah.
I'd say the first step, the axiom, if you want to call it that, of morality is just that the worst possible existence for everyone is worse than, for instance, one where people are like substantially better off. Let's say every individual is substantially better off, and also the aggregate is substantially better off.
Ah,
Um, I would say that is well. Let's say this: whether or not we want to call that objectively better, we can at least say that there are objective truths about what actions will lead to, or what like differences in the world would lead to having point A versus point B on the moral landscape. Like
yeah.
changing this law will cause these outcomes and will get you from A to B. That is objective.
Yes.
And then to say that it is objectively moral to do action alpha instead of action beta, I would say is just to say that it is better to be in state B than A,
It is. Hmm.
which is to say that there's an objective way to get from A to B, and in every way we can think to quantify it, B is better than A. So we're just going to say uh, the action that gets us there is objectively moral.
Okay. So I see where you're coming from. I guess there's one clarifying point I am curious about. Um, and
Yeah.
that is do you pref- um sorry. Sorry, I apologize.
It's all good.
I was for a moment there trying to diffuse it with humor, and then I was like, well, that's facetious to
It's
the
all good.
discussion. Yeah, so my interpretation right now, because I understand where you're coming from with like in terms of objective measurements, right? Like based upon what we've now defined and how these systems work, we can objectively say this is suffering, this is not. These are the permutations of it. This is the ideal permutation. This is the unideal permutation. And within each permutation, we can also, within some sort of mathematical system, say this will have this effect, which is good for getting us on a different path of the permutation tree towards what we've defined as good and bad. Um, I think where I'm trying to understand best is actually where you're coming from because initially, and maybe this is the right interpretation, I was conflating your stance with that of say a god-based one for where people are like morality is objective because God is good and the universe would naturally of course want good things to happen like it's this spiritual aspect of it, but it seems like yours is much more of a by definition, it's objectively moral, but I guess the contention point on that is defining moral at that point because my definition of moral, right, moral compass, all that is a system within each of our individual brains that define actions as good, right, and wrong. But in terms of, oh, I see where you're coming from. Okay, yeah. That's a good point.
Again, I actually like cannot argue this. I can't describe this point as well as like Harris does. I think Harris does a better job, but
I think you
um,
got the framework down.
a little bit. There's parts that I'm like better or worse at describing or understanding, but I plan on looking into this again relatively soonish, I think. um, but yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, an argument from authority I'm usually not very big on. Actually, I don't think I ever. I don't like argument from authority in general. Um, but but yeah, I wish I could think of. He's good at describing like certain leaps that are made in like chemistry or something else that like what we're doing here is actually kind of not much different from what we do there, but it just like is more like we still just call it objective or whatever or
Hmm.
um but I think it is yeah.
That's fair. That's fair. Sam Harris landscape. I might have to give this a read now.
It's cool. Or there's also a really good talk between him and Alex O'Connor where they cover a bunch of concepts, and that's like just a video. Granted, it's a couple hours, I think, but
hmm.
that it's short in the book, and but the book's probably pretty good too.
Um, I did want to jump back to the Claude thing.
Oh yeah,
And if this is boring, let me know.
oh yeah. What does it say?
So I was curious if this strikes you, what its analysis said,
Hmm.
um, and just also given your personality archetype and all that stuff.
Hmm.
Um, essentially, it's I mean you can read it, but or I can summarize whichever one you want.
Um, which part were you wondering about? I'm just such a slow reader.
Okay.
But yeah, was there a part you were wondering about in particular?
Oh yeah, so I just asked it like, okay, but hit me deep in the vulnerability. So now I'm curious,
Okay.
is this
Mm.
AI trained against a massive amount of data accurately predicting
Mm.
where you fall on all the psychology books it's been trained against, or is it not? Given
Mm.
what we've of course thrown into this
Yeah.
library.
I
Uh,
it's weird. So it'll say, for instance, right, if nothing can really break you, nothing can really reach you either. And I'm like, what do you
what's that
mean?
mean?
What do you mean? What is it to
It
reach
sounds
me?
good.
You feel the life
We can also
wear, little cost, little money, little external validation, traditional sense, little. Mm-hmm. Self-sufficient, emotionally, yeah. There's a price. What? You might never fully know if somebody actually enjoyed you. I mean, I don't know if I care that much to know. I'm like, like, what do you mean? What do you mean? Low maintenance. Yeah, I know. I'm like, yeah. I'm a good. No, I'm gonna ask my little back. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Hmm. I don't get what it means like. Um. I don't really know what it means to be chosen here in like the
Yeah, I think it's definitely a little bit trying to conjure up words that sound like something, but
maybe it's like a Burnham statement. Is that right? Basically it's like nebulous and then hoping the reader will kind of fill in the gap to something that like hits
ah,
them right. Kind of like a fortune teller. Um mean. Hmm.
let's call
Real
it Burnhams.
joy. Hold on.
Right?
Burnham statements
Yeah.
are Burnham statement. Is that did I have the wrong phrase? Hold on. Oh wait,
Oh yeah,
Barnum.
found it. Barnum, often misspelled, is a psychological term referring to the phenomenon where an individual believes that vague general or impersonal personality. Oh wait, no, maybe that's not them.
Yeah.
I,
It's
oh, it's but yeah,
yep,
okay.
Barnum effect. Yeah. It's used in astrology, fortune telling, or reading types of personality. So in some types of personality tests.
Barnum.
Barnum. I always thought it was Barnham. Barnum. Yes, Barnum statements. Yeah, astrology, fortune telling, that sort of thing, where they'll be like, there's someone significant in your life, and it like seems really targeted to you.
Ah, okay. I think this one is good. This
Oh, let's see.
response right here.
Okay. Most people trade anything for resilience, but you might occasionally be trading something for it without realizing. The feeling of being so invested in something or someone that could really undo you. Hmm. Hmm. Um. Hmm. Hmm. Something. uh. I mean. Yeah. I mean. I do think. Yeah. Certain people dying it would take time for me to get over it for sure.
Mm,
Um. Yeah. And it would take time for me to, Yeah, I think. I mean, I don't think I'm in danger of like a psychotic break for most events. But I think that. Uh,
okay. I mean, I guess it AI. It had
mm.
a better read on me, but
Mm.
evidently, it can't get under your skin.
Maybe
So,
they're just
er,
are. Maybe it's just. um. It is hard for something to like get to me in like a way that like bothers me. It's like if someone were to try to be mean to me, I'm like, I think they'd struggle to do it, no matter how well they know me. It's like, uh, or at least tried to like get to me in like a way that would make me, because I
mm,
feel like things go pretty well for me, and I'm in a like really uh,
good reframing. Good
like
reframing.
I think and part of it is just like my life is just really good, right? Like I think if I had like a bunch of like insecurities and or like things that like it I genuinely do just feel like I kind of don't have a lot of the kind of like vulnerabilities that would make something like this possible. Like make Claude capable of like hitting something that, you know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Um like they're like there's just no moles to whack in the whack-a-mole. um is what it feels like to me sometimes. Um
Oh, interesting. I feel like it. Sorry, I keep referring to this. I feel like it just
damn.
kind of addressed that.
Oh yeah.
Wait, Dan, my bad. We can move away from this if it's boring.
Dan?
Huh?
Did you say Dan?
Oh, no, you said damn, and I was curious why you said damn.
Oh, did I say damn? I
Yeah.
I was not even I thought you said Dan and I thought you were talking to a roommate or something.
No, no, no.
No, it's interesting. Let's see. Friend. Uh-huh. Interesting. Oh, Claude's pushing back. Wait, how come? You prophesy. This is actually really funny.
Yeah?
The the like yeah, I'm as described what Kurt might look like if taken to the logical extreme. Total equanimity, zero stays. That's funny. Complete absence. I mean, it's funny. I've never seen it like talk about itself.
Hmm.
It's like, yeah, I don't exist when I'm not answering your question. It's like a interesting, isn't it? Okay. That's what I am. No door. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Hmm. I don't know what it means all the way in. I feel like it's not like a lack of being inside something. It's just like a lack of like sensitivities.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Yeah, I don't think it can. I don't think it can do. It can. Well, I'm glad I could show you the psychology bot that cannot read you.
It seems cool. I'm also realizing I'm like maybe I'd spend more time with it if I didn't just suck so bad at reading. Text is just like uh I'm just so slow and so bad at it.
Oh,
But
is math your strong suit?
I'm I'd say
Symbols over letters.
probably not anymore. I've definitely fallen off on a lot of math stuff. Not very uh not great at a lot of like disciplines. I like playing games. Not good at a ton of stuff, I don't think, really.
Oh, okay. Here's something
Yeah.
it said, and I'm
Uh,
curious about.
yeah.
Um, hmm. No, never mind. Yeah, I think it's just doing the Burnham statements, to be honest.
Mm.
Uh, huh. How do you do with the emotional devastation of others?
The emotional what of others?
Devastation of
Devastation?
others. Yeah, so if someone like came to you devastated by the loss of a family member
Yeah.
or
So,
something.
yeah. I think something like that I'm probably relatively better at, but still not as good as like some people. And I think it's just because like I do think that there are like some people who get comforted so differently from me that other people who get comforted in a similar way will be better at knowing how to comfort that person, if that makes sense. And I feel like I'm somebody who like doesn't need a whole lot of comforting and consequently doesn't uh, doesn't have as many people who get comforted the same way.
Hmm.
So if somebody needs a lot of comforting and in various ways, they might also be good at and know how to comfort somebody
Right.
else who gets comforted in one of those ways.
Makes sense. Makes sense. Makes sense.
But and like loss of a somebody died or something, loss of a family member, that's something that's pretty relatable to most people. But if it's like uh there's a lot of stuff that I like just can't relate to in the sense that it's just so far outside of my scope of like experience that it's like I mean I can imagine how that's really hard or I can try to, but I have to just recognize that I'm like this is I'm just not going to be as helpful here as a matter of like I cannot be. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah. To an extent, sometimes it requires you to be able to relate, right? And if you can't necessarily, you haven't gone through something similar, then that can make it a lot more difficult to provide. Yeah.
yeah, or even just know what would be a good feel good what kind of thing would feel good for that person or if not feel good like be I don't know just the thing that they want or the thing that I don't know I don't know whatever helps comfort but I'm not always I'm not always the most in tune with that the most um yeah I think
Okay. Well, thanks for going on this journey with me into the
yeah
Cloud AI.
yeah thanks for playing Deadlock that was hype you
Yeah.
got Apollo oh yeah at some point we should Apollo's the one character you can set keybinds per character his three most people set to like right click for Apollo
Okay.
because basically he like yeah it like charges and when you release it he does like the lunging attack and he
Uh,
can do that up to 3 times and each time you do it you will you'll do a quick like dash in the direction of your movement keys. So for example, you could hold right and you'll do like a side step and then start charging it. And then when you release it, you'll lunge. And so you can move around a ton while doing it. But if it's on 3, you're using your index finger to hit 3, and then it's hard to hit D while you're doing that. Yeah, it's weird.
okay. I'll have to do their practice training some more then.
At some point, I'll show you. I'll also show you some of the items so that you can get like what they do and how they make everything
That'd be
stronger.
that'd be dope. Oh, by the way, next week,
Yeah.
uh, if you're up for jujitsu,
Mm.
I have looped in Teddy so that I can
Whoa.
add social manipulative draw to get you to go.
Hmm. Teddy. Yeah. That could be. It could be a good week
Wait, y'all,
for
I
it.
know you're wrapping up. I am gonna restart my computer, so hopefully you're still here when I get back.
Okay.
Because I almost got to a point where I want to show you something crazy, but
Um,
Okay.
okay.
I might be down. It's the primary thing. I mean, last week there was roller skating. And I'm actually really glad I didn't go. Part of it is actually it's less about roller skating. It's more about working on the house is like the primary thing I like need to do because it's just burning money right now to have a vacant house.
Right.
Um, so I need to get that fixed up, and the risk of it's like realistically, I probably wouldn't end up sore that long, so probably it won't stunt. It's not just like our whatever it is the class is. It's like how much does this impede on my ability to work on the house in the following days because of soreness and shit. Um,
Oh,
but the and that is even not that bad. Like a couple of days is fine, but it's the risk of injury that also, in combination with the probably guaranteed soreness, that is like uh, it could end up effectively costly. But I don't think the risk is that high. And costly, I just mean just because uh, this house not getting rented burns money. Um,
right.
but it's like realistically, it's probably fine. We'll see if this Friday ends up panning out.
Sure, 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 sure.
Yeah, but that does sound fun.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, no pressure though, no pressure though. I mean, a little bit of pressure because I want to show you jujitsu before my
Yeah,
membership ends. But
yeah, yeah.
yeah,
I do wanna see it. I wanna go once. A free class seems cool.
especially if you go Friday, that way, it's open mat, so it's
Hmm.
like injury is a lot less. You can come and
Mm.
go as you please. You can
Hmm.
choose who you face off against, that kind of stuff.
Whoa, you face off? It's not just like practice?
Yeah, no, yeah, open mats when you just you wrestle. You essentially just get to
You
wrestle.
just fight? Holy shit.
Yeah, dude.
That's a little scary.
Oh, come on, bro. You gotta come and try it out.
I'll I'll maybe try it. Or I'll at least come.
Who do you who do you think who okay, okay. Um, who do you think would win in a fight, me or you?
I think you would.
Oh, okay.
I'm not much of a. I'm not very good. Both. I mean, both. You're bigger than me, taller and stronger, but also,
And
um,
train more.
oh yeah, also much more well trained. And I, even Todd and I did like sock wrestling once, and he was quite a bit better than me at that. Like I'm very not fight savvy. Um,
Uh,
I'm not much of a fighter. Um,
okay, okay.
I get it's yeah. I've never had to fight. We did a little boxing growing up though. A little bit of boxing in high school. I'm so lucky that we didn't have boxing like as a sport in any way in our school because that shit just like fucks you up. It's like so bad for your head.
Hmm. Yeah, was it CTE?
What's that?
Oh, it's the brain injuries that can happen with
Yeah.
boxing.
It's because like in high school, I like the from the like fucking random like throw boxing gloves on and fuck around that we used to do. I loved it and it was incredibly fun, but and like it's possible that I would have pursued it if we like had it as an option. And I'm just so glad we didn't because that would have been terrible for me.
Mm. Well, here's your chance at a comeback, and you should Oh, how are
Yeah.
your forearms doing? Are they any better?
No, it's cooked. I mean, they're improving, but it's been it's been so many
All
months.
right, I'm ready to show y'all something.
Yeah, what do you got?
It took a very long time to set up.
MCP
Can you see
server. I
my
know what
screen?
this is.
I didn't until today. And I set one up that's like unofficial. It was some GitHub, and I had to fucking build it manually and do all this shit. And then it wasn't working on Mac, so I switched to my Windows, retorrented SketchUp, all this sort of shit. I just said, Kurt, check this out. Tell me the highest Z value of an object in my current SketchUp scene.
Uh-huh.
And it says the highest Z value of any object is 45 feet.
Uh-huh.
That's right, bitch.
Wow.
It told me that. And you know what? Hold up. We can confirm. 17 feet. That's not right. Did it to there. 17 feet. What's 45 feet up? Ain't nothing 45 feet up.
But it's
High
connected
as
though.
actually, what about objects? What about only objects that have visible tags? What is this? Response sent, client closed. What's that? 38 feet. About 7. Why'd this say? Alright, anyway. I just got this working. Hey, maybe it doesn't work at all. But that was pretty exciting, I thought.
Is this is your house? You're building your house in a.
I am, yes. Yeah. This is my house.
Oh.
And I want things. And I have learned some things, but I'm like, wait a minute. If I could tell SketchUp, like, build this thing and do it like this, and I want parameters for this and this, and if it could actually do it, that'd be insane. Sorry, if I could tell
Mm.
Claude to do that, it'd be so crazy. Okay. But then when I opened this up, I'm like, oh, this is crazy. Because I just like opened Chrome and this article just popped up. The worst
Oh.
case future for white collar workers. The well
My.
off have no experience with a job market that might be coming. It's just what we were talking about earlier, really.
Mm,
Um,
yeah.
yeah, anyway.
Vibe coding, stock market
Claude.
bubble.
Crazy shit. Crazy shit.
Um, no, it's pretty nifty. I'm gonna be real. AI with the whole, at least LLMs don't interest me too much, but um, that is cool. The connection. Did you use what is Ruby? Like Ruby on Rails?
Yeah. Yeah. So that's
Oh,
just like how I had to like use it to actually build it. It was like SketchUp MPC. Yeah, it was this, which like honestly is pretty outdated. So it took it a while to get it to work. But I got
yeah.
it working and I'm pretty stoked.
Oh, that's nuts. Someone actually built a project for SketchUp like that with an MCP server too.
I
How long
might
did how long did this take you to set up?
a long time.
Mm,
Too long.
so maybe there
Uh,
is hope for software engineers.
yeah, too damn long. But maybe it's once you get this working, maybe the that's like kind of the crazy thing is like if I can get this to work and stuff, if it works well, and that's what I'm like, I'm excited to see. I almost want to see like I'm excited to play around with it. Like basically what I want to. Okay, here's what I want. Actually, here let me just show you a little bit. So I spent a bit of time learning how to make what are called, and Kurt, I actually wanted to show you this as well. Or show you this as well. If I go to Window, oh man, I'm not used to where things are on Windows. Tools, components, components. Wait, I really want to show this to you. Or tags. Window, tags, window. Ugh. Tools, tags. No. Oh my God. Toolbars, tags. Yeah. Okay, so what if I show this? Okay, I'll do the OG roof. Okay. So we're getting there. We're getting to what the house is. So basically, um, it froze. Oh. Basically, if I show, I don't want to see that. I want to see the roof. I don't want to see. So, what I want to add to my house, you can kind of see the house, right? You see that this is my house, right? You've been here. What I want to add is these, like a dormer there. You feel me? And like a dormer here.
Oh, wait, are you gonna put your house more rooms in your house?
Yeah, kinda. That's the vibe.
Do you structurally know where like the planks, the studs, and all that are?
Yeah, I know where they are, but I'm not like DIYing this. I'm like right now I'm just idea generating and I have like a meeting with like a design build firm.
Oh, okay,
And
okay.
so like right now I'm like just trying to like prep for that by being able to describe what I want with models. Right.
Hmm.
So basically this is the vibe. I want my house when you're standing on the curb, I want it to look like this. Boom. Because this will unlock tons of upstairs space. If I go to toolbars, dynamic components, yes. So the cool thing, and Kurt, this is, I think maybe I actually already showed this to you, but basically I learned how to build these things called dynamic components. And it's what's cool about it is that I could say, oh, maybe this is like too deep or something.
Yeah.
And so I have a variable depth.
Yeah.
So like
Yeah.
maybe this needs to be like 120 inches or something, right?
Yeah.
Bam.
Yeah. I think you should.
Or like
Yeah.
change the width. Whereas like before, I guess with this almost seems like a fairly advanced SketchUp thing. SketchUp is not Fusion 360. You know what I mean? Like SketchUp is not SketchUp
Yeah.
is made for people like Ryan,
Yeah.
not like people who are 3D modeling and printing. So this feels like a pretty like people don't really do this too much thing.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, so um, but yeah, I'm like, damn, I want it. So I've already made these, but there's certain things I want to change. Like ideally, I would be able to toggle off, like ideally this object would be a
Mm-hmm.
part of like this side of the roof,
Mm-hmm.
and I could like toggle
Mm.
off these walls
Mm-hmm.
because these walls actually aren't even going to be there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, like the
Um,
innermost ones.
yeah, like this part is there, but this part is not.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um, and so I want to be able to like have that, and it's really hard to do. Slash, I don't even know how I would do it in this damn application.
Yeah.
So, um, I'm kind of like, and the way that I made this and
Mm-hmm.
learned all this, it's like super modular design. It's like I've got my shed dormer, but really I've got my shed dormer roof and my shed dormer walls and my shed dormer front
Yeah.
wall.
Mm-hmm.
And like I've got my faux gable and like all this sort of stuff. And then,
Uh-huh.
well, my roof is actually like these multiple components, and it's a bunch of like modular, and like each of them have fields and they inherit values,
Yeah.
but you can only inherit from your direct parent, not something two up, so you have to pass things down and all this sort of stuff, and it's a pain
Yeah.
in the ass.
Mm-hmm.
But it works, and it's kind of fun. um Especially if you already know like how fields work and inheritance works and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Um so um the I guess I'm like, damn, if it's I guess the way that I built this and the way that I learned that dynamic components existed were
Mm-hmm.
like I went to AI and I said, because I've watched X hours of SketchUp tutorials. They never talked about this. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
this is like a pretty advanced thing. So I had to go to AI or like, Gemini and say, hey, I'm using SketchUp. I'm doing all this stuff, but I want these things to be like modifiable by like a parameter. Is that possible in SketchUp? I'm used to Fusion 360, etc. And he said, it's like, look, it's not really like how it is in Fusion 360, but you can do it with this stuff called dynamic components. And it basically gave me a whole tutorial, which is
Yeah.
how I learned how to do this. And
Yeah.
it was hours. This is like hours of learning and doing a thing, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But AI knew exactly how to do this,
Yeah.
but Gemini can't interact with SketchUp and actually do it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that is what I feel like I've possibly will see, but possibly just unlocked is
Mm.
like being able to just instead of learning how to do it, just
Yeah.
tell like, oh cool, it's called Dynamic Component Suite. Yeah, build one of those.
Yeah.
And then it builds one of those. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I honestly think like a lot of people like I'm curious to see how Mason uses AI when like developing a game or something because I feel like this sort of thing like I guess like if I were developing a game like Mason like
Mm.
Mario 64 or something I'd essentially want to be developing an interface to tweak parameters like hey could you like build a system what I want essentially is
Mm.
sliders or like options for like the jump acceleration deceleration and the friction on the ground and like that sort of
Mm.
stuff, right?
Yeah.
So to have that be really like I guess easy to play with. It's like I've been thinking about AI in general and I'm like it's kind of like I guess the human choice like you want to be able to make the human choice. Like, does this feel good?
Yeah.
That is the human part. Does this feel good? Like,
Yeah.
or does there need to be more friction when I land?
Mm.
Right? Um, like that sort of stuff, AI can't replace. At least not yet. But I think I have, I think what would replace it there is AGI, which is like very theoretical and I
Mm.
don't know. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, but that sort of thing is like that's so I guess like currently I feel like um oh wait, I have to show you both the poker app. Um but but currently I feel like I don't know. I guess like I think there is a way to do things. I guess even like with this, I was like I don't want to say, "Hey, build this, make the shed dormer a little bigger, and now go do this. Now do no,
Mm.
no, actually make the shed dormer a little smaller and develop a new floor plan. Like
Mm.
it's like if you were doing that in real life, every time you want to change the size of your shed dormer, if you're not using dynamic components, like what most people, probably like 98% of SketchUp users would do, the naive way, would be like a nightmare. You know what I mean?
Mm.
It'd be like I made a certain size, but actually the ceiling needs to be sloped differently and I need to go spend an hour fixing it.
Yeah.
Or like, oh, actually I can't do it. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Like and every
Yeah.
time you want to and what I want is to be able to say, let me just generate 12 different options right now. And like I want to be able to do that pretty quickly
Mm.
so I can based on different restrictions or cost differences or like I'd be happy with this one, but this one would be way sicker. But maybe this one costs 100K more than the other one. So like, and I'd like to be able to like get through these options and like
Yeah.
really like, yeah. And so I feel like the human part is which of these do I like,
Yeah.
and all the technical parts are well, how do I draw that thing in 3D on your computer or whatever. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And I think it's really sick to just be like in general, I think a lot of it, like AI is going to make the technical requirement
Mhm.
like go away. And it's
Yeah.
so cool.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I don't know. It's just like it's just sick.
Mhm.
Um, I almost want to like come down and show you this freaking poker setup now. I feel like
Oh
you're gonna be
yeah.
like, "Whoa, this is crazy."
Yeah. Yeah, I could check it out. I could come up there if you prefer.
Yeah, actually, yeah. Come up. I think your headset
Mm.
can probably reach my room.
Mm.
I gotta drop, but I look forward to seeing the poker setup
Yeah. I mean,
next
it'll
time.
be cooler when next time. So
Hmm.
in a few
Uh,
weeks, I'm waiting on some parts. But yeah,
okay. And I will check back in with you, Kurt, and try to do my best to convince you to come get
Yeah.
your arm broken.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Let me know if you're playing Deadlock any of these days also.
Yeah, 100%. All right.
Cool.
Ciao, guys.
Talk to you later.
later.
Bye.
Come check this out.
Yeah. I'm coming. Actually, I'll just leave. Yeah. I'll just take my headset off, actually.
you.